Hello, everybody, and welcome to Wareham, Massachusetts here on a grim, cloudy afternoon, late evening as we get ready for some Cape Cod Baseball League action here in Wareham. It'll be the Harwich Mariners taking on the Wareham Gatemen here on the road after a 4-game home streak, which the Mariners were able to go 2-2. They get the split, dropping 2, one to Bourne, the other to the Whitecaps just a few days ago, or just yesterday, and then getting the sweep in the 2-game victories against the Falmouth Commodores. So now it's on the road, and they will head here to Wareham, where, Colin, we were kind of wondering whether field conditions were going to hold up, but trying to get some baseball games in, and I think the whole league feels this way. Just try to get the games played. We've had so many rainouts so far that they're going to play under any conditions. It could make for some interesting baseball action here today.
Well, there hasn't been really much heavy rain since about an hour or so before the start of the game, but there's been this mist going on every once in a while, and there's also the chance for some thunderstorms later on in this one. So the importance is to get to that 5-inning threshold, so this could end up being a sprint towards the end of seeing who can get early runs, and it's important that Harwich can finally break through early in the game and get consistent offense in the first 3 innings and not leave so many runners stranded on base.
Plenty of fog right now out on the outfield, similar to what we saw yesterday in their game against the Brewster Whitecaps, and it'll be interesting to see how that plays into things. A pretty heavy mist setting in, but Colin, as you mentioned, no heavy rain here in the recent goings of this one. Let's set the lineup really quickly here for the Harwich Mariners as they are on the road. Starting things off will be DH Chris Galland, then second baseman Christian Fedko, center fielder Joey Weimer, first baseman Bobby Seymour, left fielder Chris Lansley, third baseman Tyler Keenan, catcher Mike Rothenberg, right fielder Mike Ludwig, and shortstop Brian Dempsey. So digging in to take his first hacks here will be Chris Galland, and he will be greeted out there by the starting pitcher for the Gatemen. It'll be J.P. Gates today. So the lefty pitcher looking to lead things off here for the Gatemen. See what the first offering he has to Galland is. It's a fastball that's going to be just in there for strike one. So Galland, who came into a game a few days ago, was one of the hottest hitters in the league, sitting at about 4th in batting average. He'll watch a ball here low and outside, and the count even a 1-1, but looking to continue his hot streak. Tearing through opposing pitching. Gates' next offering is in there for strike 2, and the count to 1-2. Very simple setup here for us as we're trying to keep all of our equipment dry, so we'll keep you updated on the score pretty frequently throughout, but no scoreboard, and then hopefully be back home with some video action at you as well. This one swing and a miss, strike 3, and Galland is down on strikes to start the afternoon.
Well, this one's not going to be an easy one for the Mariners. They've gone from one division leader in Brewster yesterday to another. So a pretty difficult part of their schedule. And then you got another one against Wareham scheduled for tomorrow, and then a couple of double headers coming up as well.
So Fedko will stride to the plate here, the 2-hole hitter for the Mariners today, and another guy that started off a little bit slow, but since then has been red hot. Christian Fedko has been tearing up Cape Cod pitchers. First pitch is on its way, and that'll be ripped right into the gap. Not able to get a glove on it there is Beaver, and that'll be a base knock here for Christian Fedko.
Yeah, you said it. He's been tearing the cover off the ball. Another hard-hit ball through that wet infield grass that did slow it down a bit. It was a tough play over at third there by Dallas Beaver. He tried lunging and laying out for that ball, but gets right past him, and now a one-out single for the Mariners as they try to strike first in the top of the first.
Yeah, and this top part of the order has been hot pretty much throughout the season, including the man digging in right now to be Joey Weimer. The big right-hander, 6'5", righty on lefty here, and he has been pretty dominant this season in his own right. Has the only home run for the Harwich Mariners among active guys. The other one on the season, courtesy of Jackson Greer, as a check over to first here. To no avail. So Weimer stands in. J.P. Gates ready to go here. And the first offering he gives to Weimer is in there. Hard fastball for strike 1.
Yeah, Weimer yesterday in the losing effort on that second home run hit by the Brewster Whitecaps, as there's a pickoff move over there. That second home run hit by Brewster Whitecaps DH TJ Coletti went flying over the fence, so it's good to see him back in the lineup a day after that pretty hefty collision.
And really didn't seem to be that shaken up as he swings a big cut at that one to make the count 0-2. Didn't seem that shaken up as he came back over the fence with a pretty big grin on his face. So Back in the lineup here today, not shaken up by the jump. And here he's got an 0-2 count, facing off against JP Gates. Gates comes set, taking an elongated look over at Christian Fedko, and this one is going to be taken foul down the first base line. Wareham comes out in their home whites today. Blue letters trimmed in red for the Mariners. It'll be their visiting grays. Blue letters also trimmed in red. Blue hats for both teams today.
Yeah, still a slight mist right now, but the forecast going forward looks like it'll just be cloudy, so hopefully 9 innings is a possibility here this evening.
So with the mist continuing to set in here, Weimer digs in 0-2 pitch on its way, and it's a breaking ball that's just in there for strike 3. And that's kind of been the biggest downfall for the Harwich Mariners so far in this season. 23 strikeouts for them in their last couple of outings, and that's been kind of the biggest staggering number. Already 2 here to start this one.
Yeah, it's really deflating when you get 3 strikes called on you over and over again, and I think the mantra for today is just put the ball in play and try to make something happen.
So here comes Bobby Seymour digging in from the left-hand side, one of the top guys in average on this team. The first pitch he sees will just narrowly miss, and the count to 1-0 here. Seymour, the team's leader in strikeouts, looking to avoid that trend here. Went 0 for 1 yesterday in a pinch hit appearance. And the first pitch, or the next pitch he sees is down in the dirt. Fedko's going to take off for second. Throw is there, but it takes a little bit of a hop there, and having to dig it out is Sems. He's in there safely with a stolen base.
Yeah, Sems did a great job of scooping that ball out of the dirt, but the throw was skipped in by the catcher, Del Castillo, and it's going to be a stolen base for Fedko.
So once again, the Mariners get a runner in scoring position and see if they can take advantage here with 2 away. It's a little bit strange when you look at this field. You look at the infield, the pitching mound, and area around home plate. This one is going to be ripped into left field, but tracking it back and able to make the catch to end the inning is Atsuka. So that'll put him away. 4 up, 3 down as we head to the home half of the first. Still knotted up at 0. It's Harwich and Wareham when we come back on the Mariners Radio Network. Welcome back to Wareham. Tyler Henry alongside Colin Casey, and out there on the bump for the Mariners of Harwich, and having a pretty good advantage today is Jacob Palish. Palish here making his first start, actually making his debut with the Mariners here in 2019. Another reinforcement coming in after the College World Series was cut short. Palish, that was for Stanford. First pitch he throws is in there for a strike. As he will face off here against the Gateman leadoff man who rips this one to second. A diving effort. Good job there by Fetko, but he can't get it out of his glove. And that one will just kind of dribble absently there. Again, we'll talk about the infield here in a minute. That was Braden Ward who was able to get the hit. So that will bring up Adrian Del Castillo. Again, working our way through first inning action. We'll rule that a hit, as Fetko would have had to make one of the plays of the century in order to get a glove on that one.
A lot of lefties in this lineup for the Gatemen.
So we will see Jacob Palish coming out of the stretch here, and he will quickly move. It's a pickoff move over to first. Just trying to keep the runner honest. So again, it's Adrian Del Castillo, the Gatemen catcher. Standing in from the left-hand side. Interesting note on this lineup. Mostly lefties facing off against the lefty and Jacob Palish. This pitch is a fastball that is going to just miss on the inner half there, and the count is 1-0.
Ward took a pretty hard step towards first base, as in to bluff the steal. See if he goes during this at-bat and try to get a guy in scoring position early in the bottom of the first inning.
Certainly could. Let's take a look at Jacob Palish here. See, we'll check the runner here with a 1-0 count. The pitch is going to be fouled away back behind us. So again, the kid from Richardson, Texas, sophomore at Stanford. He is out there today. Take a look at his toolkit. A fastball that'll get anywhere between 89 to 91, a curveball, and a changeup. So a couple of good off-speed pitches to mix in with the fastball. Here he's pitching with the runner on first, who, again, takes a pretty big secondary lead, swinging a ball tipped foul into the glove of the catcher by Adrian Del Castillo to make it a 1-2 count. Palish spent last summer with the Corvallis Knights in the West Coast League, so another guy kind of making his way to the, well, normally ideal summer situation in the Cape Cod Baseball League. It'd be nice if we could get some baseball weather as another pickoff move over there to first, but for the time being, heavy fog, a little bit of mist, and pretty wet field conditions.
Yeah, Harwich Mariners, more like the Seattle Mariners with the weather out here.
So it's a two-step lead once again, and the runner will finally take off. It won't matter, as this one is going to be hammered foul back into the Gateman bullpen. And as we look over there, they're all kind of huddled up in a smaller area. The bench is kind of under a little bit of shrubs, maybe trying to take some cover here. 3:30 in right field. 3:10. Or 3:15, I should say, out in left as Palish checks the runner back once again. 4:12 out in left center, and this field kind of built around the football field here, one of the local Wareham high schools. Home of the Vikings usually. The goalposts, one of which is outside of center field, the other which is actually in left field out in foul territory, as this one will be fouled away. We'll do it again with a 1-2 count, but the field here is an interesting design, as again they've kind of had to work their way around the press box and work their way around the bleachers out there in left field. Once again, Palish sets, delivers, swing and a miss, strike three, and the first strikeout victim of Palish's season is Adrian Del Castillo.
Yeah, with the lefty-lefty matchups that Palish is going to see a lot of today, it's important that he works that off-speed pitch to perfection, and he's certainly done that in that at-bat against Del Castillo.
Take a look at what Palish did just a season ago in 2019, and this is prior to the end of the year with the College World Series playoff games, but 20 appearances, 49 innings pitched, a 3-1 record, 4.59 ERA, and 42 strikeouts to only 15 walks. So control, definitely a thing that he prides himself in, as once again, he will check Braden Ward back to first. So digging in now is Dallas Beaver, the Wareham third baseman, again hitting from the left-hand side. Get used to hearing that. Basically this entire lineup hitting from that side of the box, and again, that will heavily favor Palish. Once again, the runner takes off, and Rothenberg won't even get a throw down to second. So it'll be a stolen base here for Braden Ward. So a runner moves up into scoring position with one away here. Wareham trying to strike first and maintain their dominance over the Western Division. They helped themselves in that cause just a day ago. Came into that game tied with Katuitt. Both entered the game 4-2-1. Wareham left that game 5-2-1. The pitch from Balish. That'll miss low and away for ball one.
Generally speaking, this year's starting pitching's been pretty solid for Harwich to go along with a strong bullpen. The big issue, of course, being run support.
Because they haven't really seen any bad pitching, with the exception of maybe a couple of guys in that first start. But aside from that, I mean, you said it, it's been pretty exceptional as this one will bounce off the cleat of Rocklenberg and into the ankle of Dallas Beaver.
Yeah, it looked like it almost just caught his shin pad flush.
And now Rothenberg will come out and have a word with his pitcher.
Pretty fortunate that that ball didn't end up to the backstop and put a runner on third with one away.
So Dallas Beaver still trying to make something happen here for the Gatemen in their half of the first. Jacob Palish trying to avoid that here, one away. Big lefty comes set. Check the runner back to second and give an extended look. Here comes the 1-1, swing and a miss. And the count is now 2-2.
Jacob Teeter on deck. Cleanup man trying to get an opportunity, hopefully with a couple of runners on and still one away, but 2-2 count to Beaver.
Big pitch coming up here for Jacob Palish. Here it comes, and that'll miss low to fill the count. So very cautious here early on. And really taking a lot of time just keeping an eye on the runners. Once at first, now at second. So Beaver digs in, payoff pitch coming up here. Palish taking a long time to think about this one, and here it comes. He'll miss with a high fastball. So that'll put Beaver on first. Runners at first and second here with one away.
First baseman, number 22, Jacob Teeter.
Yeah, one of the big issues, though, for Connor Seckler yesterday was I should say with Mariners pitching in general, was walk numbers, and it's important that they try not to put as many free passes on base this time around. Walks can really come back to hurt you, especially early in ball games.
So this will bring up Jacob Teeter. Another lefty in the lineup. Runners on first and second here, one away in the home half of the first. First pitch is in there for a called strike. Palish going right back to work here.
Definitely a pitcher's ballpark here in Wareham. It being 330 down the right field line, only 315 down the left field line, but these fences are pretty high.
Certainly the highest we've seen so far as the 1-1 is a fastball that'll catch the inside part of the plate, and Palish is ahead here 0-2.
Plus it's about 412 to extreme left center field. I mean, that's not a easy home run to hit by any means for those right-handed hitters.
Certainly just as hard for the lefties as Jacob Teeter, one of those standing in, and now we're going to have time called by the home plate umpire. Looks like Teeter may have thought Palish was taking too long to deliberate about that and wanted a moment to think about it. So Palish ready with the 0-2, and that'll miss low and away for ball one. Jacob Teeter, the sophomore out of Florida Southern, standing in there at 6'6", very big, intimidating stance. He may be from Melbourne, Florida, go to Florida, but his favorite team is the Boston Red Sox, so he feels right at home. Here he chops one up, and this could be trouble. It won't be, though. Short-arming it and getting it to first is Brian Dempsey, and that'll put two away here, but the runners all move up. Two guys in scoring position here with two away.
Yeah, just another day at the office for Brian Dempsey. Coming all the way across to the right side of the infield to make that play, charging it beautifully, and making an accurate throw on the run to first base to retire Teeter, and now give his pitcher a chance to get out of this inning with no harm done with a simple out to first.
And I'll have to do it against, looks like Mike Antico standing in, the DH. Another lefty. So Antico ready to go here. Runners at second and third, 2 away. Jacob Palish trying to get out of a little trouble here in his first inning as a Harwich Mariner, and the first pitch he throws will be a fastball that'll just miss the zone to make the count 1-0. Antico out of St. John's University from Colts Neck, New Jersey. Trying to help Wareham here in their attempt at back-to-back title run. In a pretty good position to do that right now. Obviously early in the season, but currently sitting atop the Western Division standings. So the junior stands in once again from the left-hand side. Palish with a 2-0 count. We'll see what he's got delivered here, and it will be a ball that is taken into left field. Tracking it over and settling under it is Lanzilli. It'll make the catch for out number 3. So the Gatemen get runners in scoring position but can't bring anybody home. We're knotted up at 0 as we head on to the second inning of play. After this, you're listening to Harwich Baseball on the Mariners Radio Network. Back to baseball as we head on to the second inning. Tyler Henry alongside Colin Casey and a new pitcher coming into the game here. So the book will close on the opener, if you will, taking a book, as you mentioned, out of the Tampa Bay Rays handbook. And coming in now will be Aaron Davenport, a freshman from Hawaii. Take a look at what he was able to accomplish just a season ago through 14 appearances. 12 games started, used predominantly as a starter, it looks like. A 2-5 record with a 4.68 ERA. Gave up 30 earned runs, but put up 53 strikeouts to just 20 walks.
Okay, so just the one inning of work for J.P. Gates. Allowed a hit and struck out 2.
And that will bring Davenport in here. He will get the Mariners lineup. We'll be starting with Chris Lanzilli. Lanzilli digs in from the inside as here comes the first pitch, and it's going to be a high fastball that will miss inside. The count's a 1-0. See what Davenport has in his toolkit. He reaches, throws another ball, this time low. Another fastball here.
Infield playing behind the first and third base tags.
Here's the 2-0, and that one will finally catch the zone, is able to locate just on the half. Aaron Davenport. The Gateman would then hand them, or actually take a look at them, and the rest was history, as this one's going to come inside and hit Dempsey. And just like that, Davenport has loaded the bases.
Yeah, nice little two-out rally here, and all of a sudden the top of the order's back up. So Chris Galland with a huge opportunity, 3 men on base to put his team ahead here in the top of the second.
Big opportunity as back to baseball here at Wareham. Tyler Henry alongside Colin Casey all knotted up at 0. Here's the Mariners taking on the Wareham Gatemen. And Jacob Hallish coming out here for a second straight inning. He will face off against. Welcome back to here in the home half of the second inning. Had a 6-3 to start the inning to Benjamin Sens, and that'll bring up Matthew Rudick, who will watch this pitch, a breaking ball that'll miss low and away in the count to 2-1. The raindrops starting to come down as Rudick will foul this one back.
Out here in Wareham, they're playing a huge role in this one early.
And this one will be called strike 3. Got him with a fastball, so Matthew Rudick down on strikes. That will bring up Matt McLean for the first time today.
The second baseman, number 10, Matt McLean from UC. Prizes including Dorothy Cox Chocolates gift
Hey.
certificate, Sand and Surf Mini Golf for 2, PC Number Guys gift certificate.
So it's another inning coming up here for Jacob Palish. Tyler Henry alongside Colin Casey as we work our way here into the home half of third, and it'll be 9-1-2 coming up for the Gatemen. Starting off with the left fielder and Tora Otsuka. So the ninth final lefty in the lineup coming up today. And again, you get the feeling if Palish can go pretty deep into this game, that really favors the Mariners, getting lefty on lefty matchups throughout the entire line. So we'll see what he has in store here for the 9-hole head its way. That's a fastball ripped in there for strike 1.
Just one hit for this team through 8 batters in.
Weather conditions certainly helping out with that, as this fastball will miss low in the count even at 1-1, but hard to score a lot of runs when things are like this. You get a ball into the gap, it's going to stop a lot quicker. Ball in the infield grass is going to pull the brakes as well, as another fastball ripped in there by Palish. 1-2 here.
And naturally, pitcher's ballpark here with the dimensions of the field.
And it feels, it is large, but it feels really small. Big hitter here. 2-2, swing and a miss. Down on strikes is Tora Otsuka. That'll be strikeout number 3 for Jacob Palish, and now he'll get the order once more. As coming up as the leadoff man and Braden Ward.
After looking at his first appearance, he's trying to find his footing with the Mariners in game number 2 for him. defensively, he's been fine as that pitch is fouled straight to the backstop, but still looking for that first hit. He did reach base via a hit by pitch towards the end of last night's contest.
Been more than good defensively. He's been pretty fantastic. I mean, he's made a couple of really good throws. He's got one of the smoothest deliveries across the diamond to first that I think I've seen out of a third baseman in this league.
So it seemed like Teeter over there at first took his time getting to the ball that only dribbled about 10 or 15 feet away from that first base bag.
Well, Teeter didn't expect him to hold up, but really quickly want to go back to the slide there by Chris Lanzilli. And just stuck in the dirt, didn't even make it to the back. His teammate has him from the dugout for that, so definitely not going jersey clean today, but maybe going to have to start that slide a little bit later. That's something that could come into play in this game.
Shades of Willie Mays Hayes in Major League. Carrying, heading towards the fence, and it is gone. A home run for Tyler Keenan. How about? And now we got a shallow fly ball out towards center. Backpedaling is the shortstop and making the catch for out number 1. So it'll be a pop out for Rothenberg. He's now 1 for 2 on the evening. And now Michael Ludwig, who walked back in the second.
Yep, and in between innings, coming out and doing a maintenance to the pitcher's mound and all area behind home plate. Throwing some turfus on that.
A miss for strike 1.
It's going to continue to be progress this field as this game goes on, and again, we're kind of just trying to sprint to the finish, which could potentially be 5.5. That certainly favors the Mariners.